I come home and I say to these girls, you've got 5 days and we're going to a show. And they say, you what? We've been just sitting, eating and going fat while you're away, and now you want us to work. So here I'm going to put Abby in a position that she doesn't like. This mare 2 weeks ago, when that outside was leaving. And the reason I'm putting these horses in this position is so they'll play up. If they're going to play up at all, it'll be in those positions, and then I can show you how I fix them. What I wanted to say to them is this is the easiest thing you can do. Now, if you went home and got 4 of your horses and said, the easiest thing you can do is can around in a 4-horse Liberty team, they would look at you like you were going crazy. But my horses say this is the easiest thing because we've tried other things. We've tried running away, we've tried running off sideways, and we know that this is the easiest thing to do. If we stay in position, life becomes easy. Look, I didn't even have to think clap. That's awesome. This mare I rode her this morning, and on this left rein, she was just a little tight and wanting to look to the outside, so I went out and long-reined her for 20 minutes, half an hour ago. Now she says, well, I'm going to train you not to do that again, and I'm going to ride with nice soft lateral flexion to the inside. You'll notice that regardless of where I put her head and neck, I can control this mare's feet. So I can take her nose all the way to the left, but keep her on a left circle. I can take her nose all the way to the right and keep her on a left circle. And you'll notice the only thing that changes is the head position, but my body position stays the same. Look up left and follow my shoulders. Look up right and follow my shoulders. You watch when my shoulders change direction though. When I change where my shoulders are, the mare will give me her shoulders. So if you were to ride one of mine and ride him like someone normally does, you'd think they were broken because you'd pull the left rein and look to the right and wonder why they didn't go that way. But if you ride one of mine with your shoulders, you will ride an incredible individual that can put himself absolutely anywhere at any time. I don't know about you, but I'd clap that if I wasn't riding. Good. We're going to come over here. I'll raise my whip, and my horse has trained me to put my whip down by galloping sideways. Abby, wake up. She goes, it's nearly Sunday. No one works on a Sunday. We'll bring Renee. I'll take Renee and put her out here on my left. Sorry, from my left out here on my right. It's good that horses listen to what I tell them with a stick and not what I say. Here I'm going to bring this beautiful girl around. She's only just turning 4. I started her in front of 400 people at one of my own shows at Rockhampton at the Great Western Hotel about 2 years ago now. And at the time I didn't have that strong a team, and she was my ridden horse for shows within 2 or 3 weeks. Now she's one of my finest Liberty horses. Here I'm going to bring her here and leave her. Tell you about her breeding. Her mother had won $50,000 on the racetrack, an incredible individual, and then got to the stage where she didn't want to run anymore and was getting in big trouble. She was headed off to the dogger pen, and a lady bought her and then bred this foal out of her to try and calm her down. This little darling girl, as I say, is still very young in her work. Abby over there, she's older in her work, but she still wants to help me out as much as she can. I watched a lot of the barrel races when they warm up in America, and they seem to do moves like this as they come down the alleyway. I'm not sure why, but they all do it. Then they do one of them. Now, it's a little bit smaller, I understand, but this is all about the horse that I'm going around more than the one I'm riding. We'll come and wrap this here. A lot of barrel racers can't... Oh no, that barrel's running home. Good girl. So, I'll show you what I'll do to fix on that, is I don't tell Bridie she's doing a bad job. I just say, I love your energy, sweetie. She says, I have too much energy to stand still, and I say, well, that's fantastic, because I got something for you to do. The others look at her and say, you silly Billy, you should have just stood still, because they've all done this. If I was to yell at her or to smack her for leaving, she'd be thinking, no wonder I left. You're not very nice. And if I just ride away as though I wanted her to move all the time, then she'll say, well, I won't do that again until you ask. So what she's got to learn is a work ethic. She's got to learn to say, I won't run off and use my energy for me. I will save it for you. I'm going to press on them there and tell them to stay away. And if you do this with horses enough, you tell them to do the opposite what you want them to, and very soon they'll be doing what you want them to. Most people, when they try to get a horse to stop, they're so busy telling them to stop that all the horse wants to do is go. Then you have someone else ride them and tell the horse to go all day, and all they want to do is stop. I tell them I don't want them anywhere near me, and they say, but we really need to be. Very good. You'll notice that I stay very still. I had a gentleman come up to me after winning the World Championships this year, and after my little horse stood up on the dais on that last day and was really wonderful and I won. I mean, I did cry. I was riding for my country, and I had a gentleman come up and say, man, it's so good to see that you got emotions, because you didn't show none when you were out in that arena. And I said, where are you from? Harvey Bay? And I said, mate, I did show emotion. I said, all day I showed emotion. I showed emotion of a true leader. A true leader doesn't get upset when the day gets a little messy. A true leader doesn't jump up and down and tell you you're wonderful when you're not. A true leader stays steady. And that's what I was for that young horse over 3 days, and is what I'll be with these horses here. She used to jump and rear and leap when I asked her to lay down. So this is still a big deal for her, because she didn't feel that comfortable standing up. Good girl. So I might come and see if we can separate these, and I'll put all 3 of them on the ground. With my horses in the States, I do that quite a bit. I'll put all 3 of them down and canter in and out of the gaps that I make with them. But in saying that, I don't do that a lot with these. I'll leave Abby there. Whenever I put my hand on the horse's head, it's a cue for them to stand still. There's different cues that you can do. There's other Liberty trainers worldwide. I mean, people tell me all the time they've never seen anyone do what I do, but I get to see it all the time because it's my profession. Therefore, I'm surrounded by those who do it. In my profession, there is other horsemen that will raise the whip to ask the horse to stand still. Some horses will give a voice command who tell the horse to stand. Because I'm always talking or doing poetry, I can't use my voice to make them stand. I thought side passed to me with Abby because she wouldn't do anything unless I told her to, which is a lie. So there's little Bridie on the ground. We're going to ask Renee to lay down. And what I'll do is I'll say, if you're lucky, you get to stay down there. We'll bring Abby from my left to my right. We'll put Abby on the ground. And I'll just see if I can get them all to go down. Obviously, if one pops up, I'll go and work on that. This mare here is the youngest at the lay down. Her breeding is so good that I've been using her predominantly as a brood mare, trying to breed the next generation of performance horses for me. But now she's part of that. Good girls. So what I'll do is say the one who can stay down the longest wins, and I'll see if I can't work in and out of them. You know, for them just to lay there, I mean, a horse will only really lay down for a couple of reasons. Mainly they lay down to roll, to get the areas that they cannot catch. You can see that the young mare wants to get up. So normally when I'm training, I would go and put her to work, but she's at a level now that I should just be able to put her down again. And see, if she never played up, if she never got up in training, she wouldn't know how to lay down as good as she does. Because she's got up, I'll only ask her to lay down once a session, but she likes to do it 20 times. She'll be one that's better at it. I don't leave them down this long. This will be the longest I've laid all 3 down. And you may think I'm not telling the truth, but I'm not around in the country enough to do it. I was going to go there, but Abby says, look at me, I'm the prettiest. I'm going to pop her back down again. Abby, reason she got up, I'll be very surprised if when I do what I'm about to do that she doesn't get up, because Abby can't leave this alone. She is she's just got to be in everything. So here I'll see, this is a long time for this mare to wait down there, but I'll see if she can stay. Let's just see what Abby does. You're doing a good job, sweetheart. So I'm going to hop off there. I knew it. I knew you couldn't help yourself. I just knew it. She says, you need me. You'd be nothing without me. Bridie says, you must need me too. Renee says, you're not getting me. Bridie, come and try, sweetheart. Careful. Renee says, as long as I don't have to work, that's just fine. Thank you.